Hi Leo, how are you? How's it going, my lovelies? I'm Eriu and this is Eriu Tower Readings, and as always, my beautiful lions and lionesses, you are very, very welcome here to your bi-weekly reading from July the 17th to July the 30th, 2017. Remember, if this doesn't fully resonate with you, don't worry. Check out your moon sign videos and also check out your rising sign videos as well, okay? So darlings, how are you? How are you getting on? I hope you're all really well. I'm using a different deck today, as you can see. It is the smaller Rider Waite, but it's actually the Radiant deck. So I'll just show you just briefly, like, look how vivid it is. It's so gorgeous. I just love this deck. And also because I felt like my other cards, the Aquarian Tarot, were just getting a bit tired. Sometimes their energy needs to be refueled. They need to refuel. And I said I'll whip out these little things and say hello to these guys. And it's great because they're actually small. I can actually hold them properly and I can shuffle better, which is great. So we're doing a slightly different reading for you this week because I get bored really quickly. I like things to change and move and be different, right? And I talk a lot about the individual because I believe you as a person and the individual is the most important thing, really. At the end of the day, you are extremely important. And what I find is that a lot of the time people don't know who they are now and where their life is going because they may have changed so much or because circumstances have made them change so much. And so we want to kind of help with that. I want to help with that. And I think July is a good month as well, even though people are enjoying things in July, enjoying holidays and whatnot. I think it's a great time to actually just take stock just for a second and make sure you're all okay. You know, just for a second. Just check it out. So this is a really cool spread. It's called the Who Am I Now and Where I'm Going spread. So I hope this is something that you'll find interesting. I just feel like people are at a crossroads lately. And it's just that time. It's just the time to kind of reevaluate a little bit. Okay, so shall we do that? Yes, 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 yes. So no real love reading as such this week, or for the 2 weeks. Now, if it pops up in the reading, I'll take care of it and I'll clarify. But I want to focus on you because you're important, yeah? And your journey is important. So this is the 7-card spread. Hello. We'll see if you come back good. If you don't, good. Oh God, these are so much easier to shuffle. I have small hands, like, so it's really hard. I'm terrible at playing the guitar. Right, let's see. So I'll talk you through, obviously, all the positions and what they mean. And as I always say, if you haven't done it already, pause the video, cup of tea, cup of coffee, something stronger. Your beverage of choice, and then let's chill out and have a look at this for you, okay? Right, so first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh position. So we're going to start in the center, which is this lovely card here. And normally I'd feel inclined to actually flip them all over, but let's just see. Oh, hey now. Did they just not pop up? And did I not say if you come in, grand, if you don't, grand? Yeah, well, great. So guys, this is you right now. This is who you are right now. So some of you maybe have been in certain scenarios or events or situations where you've gotten a bit hurt, and it could have been financially, it also could have been emotionally, but it could have been more so with your finances, or that things have been taken from you in a major way. Even some of you may have been robbed in a way, which really sucks. And if that's happened, I'm so sorry that that's happened to you. But what's made you come to this conclusion is kind of making you reevaluate things and how important that you feel things are. Because I know, as I always say, Leos always give so much out to people, like in bucketfuls, and it's one of your nicest traits. And sometimes people can take advantage of that, and they take too much and you keep giving, and they take too much and you keep giving, and it drains you, right? So this is actually an interesting a card for you to have as regards to who you are now. Because now, yeah, I mean, is it holding on to things a little bit tightly? Yeah. Remember, Pentacles is about aspects of the self. So is it a case that these are parts of you that maybe you don't want to give out as frequently as you used to? Yeah, it could be. Is it money? Maybe you're very good at giving people loans of money. Is it a case that you're realizing, do you know what? Money and friends, or finances and friends and finances and family just don't mix. don't do it. I'm not doing it anymore. That could be it as well. But this is really about privacy. This is about inner privacy and privacy of your things and holding on to things because you don't want them to go anywhere. You don't want to let them go. And so when I say about being hurt, maybe in relationships or friendships, and these being aspects of yourself, maybe you just don't want to give those bits of yourself away anymore because you know what, you're sick of people just walking all over you in a way, in a weird way. Because when I think of Leos, I'm like, don't cross a Leo. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't. They'll bark at you. They'll tell you to cop on. And so it always amazes me when people try and pull the wool over Leo's eyes, because it's like, what are you doing? So, don't be silly. This is going to backfire on you. And yet people do, and yet you give, and it backfires as well a little bit on you, which is a shame. But it's nice that in a weird way you're deciding, look, I'm going to keep my counsel with certain things. I'm going to be very private about myself. I'm going to be private about my life. I'm going to be private about my private life. My God, is that something that people do not do anymore, is just to be private about their private life. And sometimes this can be almost like a narcissistic card as well. But I think this is you just saying, do you know what, world, back off a little bit. You don't have as much entry into my life as you think you do. And if you think that, well, you're going to get a rude awakening because I'm going to push back real hard. I'm closing the gates pretty much on this. I'm closing the gates on certain people. I'm closing the gates on certain scenarios. And I'm keeping myself to myself. And that is what's good for you right now. Okay? Which is, do you know, I think that's good for you, Leo. Do you know what? Every now and again, just, you can only give so much. You know, people are always going to take off you, and it's just not. It's not fair on you. It's not fair at all. Now, this is your second card here, all right, which is covering this, and this is what you don't know about yourself. Interesting. Two of Swords. So what you don't know is sword energy. So we've got Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini here. This is slightly contradictory for me because it is and it isn't. Like, sword energy is about thought, as I always say. It's about communication, truth, and logic, and speaking your truth and living in your truth, and the word being so important and carrying weight. And this is about making a decision on something. This is about making a choice on something. Something that you're like, do you know what? It's either left or right. It's either east or west. It's either, you just need to, but it's about making a choice, and sometimes it's being slightly reluctant to make a choice as well. Shall we clarify? Because this is what you don't know about yourself, and I think you do know, but you're choosing not to see, to make the choice. And this also may be involved with a water sign, and it may be a Scorpio, or it may be a Capricorn. What's up? Leos seem to be, keep getting Capricorn every time for Leos. Okay. No, you do know this. I know you know this. I know you know this. Right, Leos. You've got the Magician and you've got the Cups. So this is what you need to make a decision on. Is something that you may be unaware of. For some of you, you may be unaware. For others, I kind of feel like you kind of know this, you know? The undercurrent is there. You feel it and it's not far off. Now, for some of you, it may be having to choose a career path and a position and having a life that you really want and that you really love. And really being what the Magician is, which is a master of his own craft. Like, manufacturing a life that is good for you and that you feel dead comfortable in, but also knowing that you know it inside out. What you do, every single element, how every department works, you know it inside out. And that knowledge is something that had to be acquired in many ways through learning or through just even life experience as well, which is one of the most important roots of learning. And I feel like you want this, and I feel like you're there anyway. You're like, yes, and like, but I feel like it's an elevation. I can go one step further with this. But on the other hand, what you need to make a decision on is whether or not to walk away from an emotional scenario. For some of you, maybe this could be a relationship, and or even at the beginnings of a relationship, and you're saying, well, look, I do really like this person, or am very much in love with them, but I feel like it's one or the other. I honestly feel like I can't have both. For some of you, this has been going on for like a year, or 4 years, or 2 to 4 years. 1 to 4. We'll go expand, right? 1 to 4. And I feel like you're just like, I don't know which one to pick. But I think you inherit, like you get that feeling in your stomach where you know you have to pick one, but you're just like, what? I don't want to have to make a decision on this. Kind of do, Leo. As I said, I feel like you know this, but this is important for you. These cards are telling you, look, you got to bring that up to the forefront a little bit more. We got to actually look at this and deal with it. Do you want to be the person that everyone goes to, that you know you're like top of your game? Or do you want to be in an emotional scenario with someone? But it's also interesting because it's like the emotional scenario is there, but you're kind of aware that you'll probably walk away from it anyway. So you're kind of saying to yourself, will I do that now or will I do that later? And then you're going to go, never mind. So Leo, this is like, darling, this is like, make the decision. Make the decision now. Because it's, as I said, it's the undercurrent of what's going on for you. And what you don't know about yourself is that you need to choose this. Because your progression is important for you. Yeah? It's really about your reluctance to choose at this moment, I think. Very much so. It's kind of like ripping off the band-aid or just leaving it on for another while. It's your choice though. This is your choice. This is something you have to, as I say, bring to the forefront. Okay? Now this is your third card here. This is who, oh, excuse me. This is what, not who, what you need to relinquish. All right, what you need to get rid of. Okay. Do you know what? You've got twos. You've got two twos and a four here. So you have the Two of Pentacles. So this is what you need to relinquish. This is what you need to kind of get rid of. And this is kind of what you need to battle against. You've had the Two of Pentacles in different ways before. And here the Two of Pentacles is, again, it's earth energy. So you've had, as I said, you've Virgo, Taurus and Capricorn. So you've had moments where balance was good for you. You've had moments where things, actually we did speak about this, I remember. Moments where you were really struggling to balance out your life and your work, your career and your love life. And look, it's kind of popping up here again for you. And what you need to relinquish is this balancing act. This, more than anything, darlings, this is saying you got to choose sooner rather than later. Because what you need to relinquish is the battle of trying to balance out these things. The battle of trying to balance out your finances, your romantic life, your work schedule, your home life. Like home life, even just being able to go see your relatives, you know, balancing it out constantly, balancing it out, back and forth, back and forth. And I feel like you go back and forth quite a bit, but you know, it's not actually, I kind of feel like it's just draining your energy at this stage. And there's this thing with this card as well, is that trying to keep everyone happy. And you know you can't, because somebody will always have something to say, or they won't be happy about how something's done. So this is what you need to get rid of. You need to get rid of your back and forth. You need to get rid of trying to make everyone happy, because it shouldn't be on you to make everyone happy. And also I want to say to you, it's like, responsibility wise, it's time for you to not take it all on yourself and push back on that. So you need to get rid of this balancing act. I just feel like it's just yo-yoing back and forth, Leo. And that's not where your energy should be. Your energy should be in working for you in a stronger way, rather than kind of you working for everyone else's benefit. Right? Do you see? It's not a bad card. These aren't bad cards, but I think it's just something that you might need a reminder on. Just a little bit. Okay? So up here is your fourth card. This is what you need to develop. All the twos and the fours. What's going on? So, okay, I think you're trying to balance yourself, yeah? I think you're trying to sort stuff out. But there's still this yo-yoing back and forth that I feel. And just when you think you're about to, you're all right and things are going smoothly, and something else just comes up and is thrown at you, and you're like, oh, I need to take care of that as well. No, you don't. You don't. You really don't. You've got good people around you. They always have good people around them. So do say, and just ask. Do you know what I mean? Just ask. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with this at all. Now, your fourth card, as I said, is this is what you need to develop. So, Four of Cups. You really need to start seeing things in a different way. The way you did things before is not really working out as much for you anymore. True? And how you view offerings and things coming to you in different ways. It's like you have a particular way you want things, which is good because like it's good to know yourself and what you like, what you don't like, always good. But at the same time, if something doesn't come in with that specific requirement, you don't really give it the attention it needs, or that it requires itself. You're just like, no, that's not how it is. So I'm not really into that, so that's done. Or I don't really like people that, I'm a vegetarian, I don't really like people that eat meat, so that's a requirement for me. But what you're kind of slicing away at is the possibility of someone or something being a fantastic offer for you. It could be work. It's like work-wise you're thinking, do you know what, this isn't what I don't want this way. Not this way, no. They asked me this and this, and it could be even just one thing of going, you know, once every 2 weeks will you stay back late and work? And you're like, no, can't do it. No, this isn't a job for me. Or if it's love, because we've got cups here and we've got Scorpio, Cancer and Pisces. This could be like, as I said, I'm a vegetarian. No, I don't like people that eat meat, or I'm not into people that eat meat. Do you know what? No. And what you're scrapping there, as I said, is a possibility of someone actually just loving you, like unconditionally. I think what this is saying to you to develop in some ways is compromise. You don't have to completely compromise your ideals or who you are. No, you don't need to do that. But open them up a bit more so that you see more possibilities of what's coming to you. You see it as more of a silver lining or a rainbow rather than a dark cloud. No thanks. Because things come in different packages and we don't always get to see deep inside those things until we're in it. But this is about you developing that and seeing things at different angles and saying, well, do you know what? Rather than saying against my better judgment, because it's not that. This is like saying, okay, look, I'll go with the flow and I'll jump in and I'll see what happens. Yeah, I think I'll do that. That's something you need to develop rather than having the restraints on things, because it may not come to you the way you want. And kind of being a bit sulky about it. He's a little bit sulky. Look at that. Look at that face. Look how sulky he is. And the divine hand comes down with the cup and is like, look, this is a crazy good offer. Like, you need to try this. And they're like, no, thanks. It's not what I want. Thanks. Next. You know, it's very much like that. Excuse me. Now let's flip over the last 3 cards, okay? Hey now. Okay, so we've got 5th, 6th and 7th card here for you. That's how it runs. And this is what you'd love to become, your current quest, and where it will lead you. Right, okay. This is good. Right. So who would you love to become? Well, yourself. Oh, well, I'm just so happy being me as a Leo. But that's cool. But I think it's more of a case of you want to be even better. A better version of yourself than you've been in a long time, because King of Wands comes up here for you. It's like, who would I like to become? Really great version of me. Really, I want to be that. And King of Wands is such a great energy. As I said, it's your energy, so we've got Leo, Sagittarius and Aries, but it's also about embodying all the other elements of Aries and of Sagittarius, and actually learning that your brother and sister signs you can learn a lot from them. Yes, you have a lot in common, but the things that you don't hold, you can learn from them. So this is more about you, and I know that you're like such a responsible sign, and you're so good at delegating and managing, and that's something that you do. So what you can learn then from Aries is about being maybe a bit more structured in that sense, and being a bit more A, B and C, and using strategies in order to get where you need to get. And then also with Sagittarius, what you can learn is sometimes you just got to jump in, which is what I said to you here. It's about jumping into the deep end, seeing what happens. And sometimes it's trial and error. So it's like, well, let's see how this goes. Because there's a lot of freedom in that. And when you give freedom to something, then it's open and it can really take off. And also, this is about you kind of loving you. Starting to love you now. Remember, this is called the Who Am I Now and Where I'm Going card or spread. So I think, Leo, I think it's fair to say, excuse me, that you've had some really shitty times. Really shitty times. And as I always say, we're not who we were yesterday. But this is like you knowing that, looking back and saying, do you know what? I fought the good fight. Some really crap things happened to me. But I'm happy now to just be in the place I'm in. And there's a lot of love with this, Leo. And I don't think you realise the loving effect that you have on people. Because this will flow into other areas of your life. You're getting stronger. I think it's a different sort of strength though than what you've anticipated or what you used to have before. You know, because sometimes, Leo, you're like, rah! You know, you've got this kind of loud strength to you, you know? I think this is more inner strength. This is what you are acquiring over time. And that says a lot. That quiet inner resilience says a lot. So good on you. Now this is your current quest, which is the Eight of Swords. Oh, darlings, what? We talk about swords energy all the time. Libra, Aquarius and Gemini. And this is your current quest. I don't think this is a quest though, in fairness. Nobody wants to build a wall of hurt and pain around them due to words and memories, right? Nobody wants that. I don't think you're putting yourself in this situation. I think more importantly, it's about you coming out of that situation and learning how to get out of it. Seems like, Leo, you're on a big learning curve. Like there aren't major energies that are coming in and getting rid of stuff for you, making, you know, teaching you the life lessons, whatever. But it's like you're on a learning curve in just little things, like sorting out the life bits. So for me, this feels a certain amount of comfort in this spread. Yeah, you're still kind of all over the place. You're here, there, and you're everywhere. But that's okay, because I know you're learning this. You're getting to grips with it really fast. So your current quest isn't to build a wall of swords around you, not see things for how they are, and to bind yourself up with words and thoughts and memories of times gone by and what people have said to you. I don't think that at all. I think this is about you taking charge with your King of Wands energy, being a little bit more direct and honest, but the delivery being a little bit softer, and saying, no, I won't do that anymore. No, I will not think about that anymore. Yes, that was hard, but I will not hold a grudge against this person. Yes, I'll never forget, but I will move on because that's the right thing to do for me. And that scenario did suck and I did endure a lot of pain, but I won't listen to it anymore. I won't deal with it. I won't think. And every time you kind of reassert yourself internally with this new inner strength, it's like you just pop all these swords down. Just pop, 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 pop. And as well, look how loose, she's bound, but look how loose it is. She could just shimmy that down. Also, it's important to note here, the last three cards all hold red robes. Do you see? There's a lot of love and there's a lot of passion coming in here. Because you're really manifesting. But, do you know, actually rewind that. You have manifested and you're learning. You're learning these traits. But at a really nice pace. Really nice. So your current quest is not to do this, but to learn to get rid. And I feel as well for a lot of you, it's about forgiving and forgetting. To forgive and forget. To forgive people for their wrongdoings is one of the strongest things that you could ever do. It's by no means weakness. So that's, in many ways for me, this card is quite beautiful for you. It really is. Now, this is your 7th card, where it will lead. Great. Brilliant. Throw my hands in the air. This is fantastic. Why is this fantastic? Because it will lead you to speaking your truth more and holding more inner dominance, which sounds a bit odd, I know. But I just mean by having that strength within yourself now from life battles and what's been going on with relationships and events and all that and other people in your life. And it's about knowing that you're your own pillar of strength. The thing with Justice, she's a Libra card, okay? And she's fantastic. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Libra, but she is. She holds so many good traits. She holds the sword here, which is the sword of truth. And she decides when she's going to say something, how she's going to say something. She says it with diplomacy, but she also believes in fairness and equality and equilibrium. So if anyone tries to knock out her balance, she's going to come in, she just nicks them. And she doesn't even, like, she's powerful. She doesn't even know she's doing it half the time. Well, I know she does more so the Queen of Swords doesn't know they're doing it the half time. But she does. So what I said to you about pinging down all these swords and speaking in a way that's more of a benefit and growth to you, in turn, you create your own sword of truth. Do you see? So not even a rod anymore. You come out with a sword. But with the red robes, you still hold this fire energy within you, but you know how to conduct yourself. You know when to say things, not to say things. But also, as I said, it's speaking your truth. And deciding this is how I want things. You feel so powerful to me here. So powerful, Leo. But there's a calmness as well. This is the funny thing. It's like when fire and air meet, that there's a calm passivity almost on the outside, but then on the inside beats the heart of a lion, right? These two cards combined help you to get to this. And you're going to be stronger than you ever realized you could be. Leo. Do I dare say any more? No. This is great. This is so good. This is great, actually. Yes, it's great. Yeah. Leo, this has been your bi-weekly reading with a twist, the Who Am I Now, Where I'm Going spread, just to shake things up a bit because I like to do that. If you dig what I do, please like and leave a comment. Obviously leave a comment because this is a new spread, so I want to see what you guys think. And then maybe in the future bi-weeklies, I think I'll concentrate on love then as well. All right, I like to go back and forth. So remember, this is your Tuatha, this is your tribe. You're always welcome here. I don't know what else to say about this. It's just, you're going to feel, I just feel in my tummy, like you're just going to feel that strength, but with this outer persona of calm. And I think that's wonderful for you. My darlings, you have a wonderful 2 weeks. I do private readings as well. Sorry, I'm just so involved in this feeling, but I do private readings as well. So if you would like more guidance in your general life or love life or both, I'm your gal. My email address is below and you can email me directly and I'll email you back as soon as I can with my services and prices as well. Darlings, have a fantastic 2 weeks. I'm so delighted for you who you are now and where you're headed because, darling, this is it for you. This is great. Enjoy these 2 weeks. I will see you in the following 2 weeks. You take care. Bye-bye.